morning. I'm Dan Yuzerski here with my partner Luke Molesky, and we're going to talk about a Monmouth homecoming football game this morning. Luke, Monmouth versus Lehigh, both teams are 1-3. What are you expecting from this game today?
Well, Monmouth is coming off of a 2-game loss, and they were hard-fought battles. But they're looking for a win here. It is a non-conference matchup, so it's not that big of a game. But Monmouth doesn't want to drop to 1-4 against this newly coming up Lehigh Mountain Hawk team.
Yeah, Lehigh 1-3 as well, so is Monmouth. And Coach Kevin Callahan would love to get a win today because it would be the 180th of his career. And it's going to be interesting to see how the weather conditions play out. We are supposed to be outside for this, but we're now inside in the HawkTV studio and on air with WMCX. And how does this weather, do you think, is going to play a factor today?
Well, last week against Lafayette, the weather was also pretty brutal. There was a lot of rain. It was very wet out. But it didn't stop McCray from passing the ball. He had a total of 219 yards with 2 touchdowns to Dymere Miller. So he was slinging it out there. And obviously they have the one-punch running back duo with Jaden Sheridan and Nota. Nota leads the CAA in rushing touchdowns with 6. And then obviously Jaden Sheridan, the superstar here at Monmouth, the running back, has 5 All-American honors for the preseason.
He's one of the best running backs in FCS and even, you could say, all of college football. And he was hurt, got dinked up with a shoulder injury. Last Saturday, we were there. The weather was, as you said, miserable. It was cold. It was rainy. It's not as bad today right now as it seems like it was last week. And I think the whole reason Monmouth did pass it because they were trailing for most of that game.
Yeah, and it seems like this year Jaden Sheridan couldn't get off to the start that he wanted to. Obviously, last year having a superstar year, he actually led the country last year in both FCS and FBS running backs. He had 1,722 rushing yards with carrying 8.5 yards per carry. So, yeah, I expect Sheridan to get the ball a lot. Right now, he's ranked second in FCS rushing attempts with 104. So, yeah, I wouldn't steer clear of Jaden Sheridan getting that rock tonight.
He's going to get the rock again today, and it's one of the things that I think's made a difference is there's no Tony Musket anymore. He transferred to Virginia, and you had a key anchor of that offensive line, Justin Zuba, graduate. So not having those two is definitely, I think, taken effect on Jaden Sheridan, but I still think that this offense is super talented, and even though they've gotten off to a bit of a slow start going 1-4, 1-3, I apologize, this offense can still light it up in a hurry.
Yeah, right now they're missing their 2 tackles in Jordan Hall and JT Cornelius, so a little bit banged up on the O-line, but then again, you still have that 1-2 punch running back duo who's looking to cause some damage tonight on this pretty experienced and pretty decent front 7 for Lehigh.
It's an experienced defense, and it's a defense that's been especially really good on third down this year.
Oh, yeah, completely dominant on third down. They're right now 13 for 54
Opponents
on third downs. Yeah, opponent-wise for their defense. That's only 24%. So they're really good at getting off the field on third down and also fourth down in that matter. So if Monmouth could run the ball straight up the middle and just get their good chunks 4 to 5 yards each down, then they're going to be looking at a pretty good game tonight.
Well, it's a game that you're hoping that you don't have to win on third down because of how good that Lehigh defense has been. If you can get, as you said, chunk plays on first and second down and make it third and manageable, like a 3rd and 3, a 3rd and 2, even a 3rd and 1, that's going to help you so much more to win the game because if you're going to try to convert 3rd and longs against this defense, it's not going to work.
Yeah, especially with the way that they do get to the quarterback. It's going to be a very difficult 2-day for McCray and also Lehigh's quarterback to get the ball out of their hands with the weather being so crappy out. But Lehigh's defense is very able to get to the quarterback. Right now they rank second in the Patriot League with 23, or last year actually in that matter, they ranked second in the Patriot League with 23 sacks. So, yeah, they're able to get to the quarterback pretty quickly, but also Dymere Miller had a phenomenal game last week in the rain with 10 receptions, 121 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So look out for him tonight because he might have another game like that.
Miller, their slot receiver. It felt like last week, whenever they needed a big play to be made, Dymere Miller was the one they dialed up, especially when Jaden Sheridan went down, I'd say midway through that third quarter. Dymere Miller was the guy that really, on third down, on fourth down, when they needed a touchdown, that was all Dymere Miller. He made that man fall midway through the third quarter to get that wide-open touchdown. He's been really impressive for the Hawks. Went over 100 receptions for his career earlier in the year, and he's shown a staple of consistency in an offense that's been highly inconsistent.
Yeah, he is very consistent. Right now, he ranks third in the country in receptions per game with 8.5. And then last season also had a phenomenal year, 55 receptions with 820 yards with 7 touchdowns on that season.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the Monmouth defense and the Lehigh offense. Now, Monmouth's defense has been a defense that's given up a lot of points. They're averaging or giving up around 34 points a game against a Lehigh offense that's scoring only 15. What's going to give between these two today?
Well, yeah, Monmouth defense just has to come out and play. Mike Reed on the cornerback position, but they're missing Jake Brown, their pretty all-star linebacker that they got from Harvard in the transfer portal. Eddie Morales, you said today,
looks like
was coming back. So that'll be a good addition to this Monmouth defense. But even with Jake Brown out last game, it seems like both linebackers, Ryan Moran and Remy Johnson, yeah, hold their end of the line, and they did their job, and they did it pretty good.
They really did. I think Lafayette scored early on in that game, but once the fourth quarter hit, Monmouth's defense was completely locked down. And they got that huge stop on 4th and 1 to give them the ball back with a chance to go down and tie the game with about 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It was an impressive showing in that fourth quarter by that defense, and it's hopefully something they can build off of.
Yeah, even though they did take the loss, I think there were a lot of positives to come from that game. Very hard-fought battle. It did come down to the last play of the game, which unfortunately didn't go their way. But I like the way Remy Johnson stepped up and held his end in the linebacker spot, filling in for Jake Brown. He had 10 tackles that game.
He did. It was an impressive performance by that defense in that fourth quarter, and I think it's something that if you can build on it against a Lehigh offense that is not very good, they've struggled this year to score points, it's something that you'd be really happy about if you're Monmouth's defense and helping Kevin Callahan get win number 180 for his career.
Yeah, they have been struggling. This Lehigh team is just figuring out their footing, though. Last year, they completely wiped their entire coaching staff. They brought in an entire new staff. Coach Kevin Cahill, it's his first season here or at Lehigh, and along he brought his package with him and all the coaches who also have only 1 year experience at Lehigh.
It's the first year for Cahill. It's only his 5th career game coaching. And it's a lot of first year you see across the board. I think there's only one coach that's coached more than 1 year at his current position in college football. So if you're Monmouth, you have the upper hand in terms of coaching experience. Kevin Callahan has coached almost 400 games in his career compared to someone that's coached only 4.
Yeah, same goes with this Lehigh roster as well. Actually, half of their roster has only freshman and sophomore players on it. So, yeah, pretty new, but they do have their starters who have a lot of experience, one of them being senior linebacker Mike DiNucci. He ranks 9th right now in this FCS in tackles with 6.5 per game.
He's been fantastic for them. He's a senior leader, someone you expect to make some big plays for them today.
Yeah, I expect this Lehigh defense to get off to a good start. Although towards the second half, I expect this Monmouth running back duo and their offense to pick up speed and just keep on putting points up.
One thing you have to hope for this Monmouth running back room is health, as Monmouth lost all 4 of their running backs last week, and we're down to Austin Castorina, their 5th-string running back, towards the end of that game. It just looks like one guy would come in, as we saw, the other, and then leave after one drive. It was something that you hope that there's more health there this week for them.
Yeah, and then obviously with the 2 tackles being out for today's game, a lot of it's going to fall on the running backs. Not sure how banged up Jaden Sheridan is or Nota, but 2 of the top running backs in the CAA, if not the FCS, But yeah, I still expect them to go out there and have a pretty dominant game.
And this is a game that Monmouth, actually these two teams played last year. Monmouth dominated 35-7. What do you expect them to do this year? I know there's some differences. There's some injuries. Ed Gatling getting the start at center today. So there's been some changes with this team, and there's been some changes with Lehigh. I think that this game is kind of a must-win for Monmouth if they want to stay relevant in the CAA playoff picture.
Yeah, you do not want to drop to 1-4 here and lose to a Lehigh team who's just kind of trying to find their footing in this season. But yeah, I expect it to be close towards halftime, but after halftime, when Monmouth comes out of that locker room, I expect total domination from their offense. I expect their defense to get off the field, and they should have a pretty good afternoon today.
I hope so, and I think this is probably going to be the biggest crowd of the year. Homecoming always is. How much do you think that crowd will play effect in this game?
I don't think it will play that much of an effect. It is crappy weather out. I'm not sure how packed the stands will be, but the alumni is back, graduates are back, and people are just happy to be here, and they want to see a good football game be played here today in West Long Branch.
Kessler Stadium, one of the most nice and beautiful stadiums in all of FCS college football. It's something that I think there's times where the stadium isn't always full, but I think today you'll see a good crowd. Even with the weather, it looks like the rain is going to hold, so it's just going to be a little overcast. I mean, big flooding on campus yesterday, but it should be a great day had by all.
Yeah, the rain isn't that bad as yesterday. It's just kind of drizzling out, but it's going to be enough to make the ball wet and slippery. You said that there is a new center at center for Monmouth's O-line today, so we'll see if they want to go with shotgun, if he's going to dead ball snap, if they want to go under center. We'll see how that plays out today. We'll probably see what they kind of want to go with the first and second quarter, but I expect this team to get pretty comfortable towards the second half.
I agree. Do you have any keys to the game?
I think one key and one good matchup is Mike Reed, and then Jeffries Jamal, their leading receiver for Lehigh. That was their top receiver last year for 2020. He was just the third Lehigh football player to win Rookie of the Year last year. But Mike Reed is 7th in team history for Monmouth in pass breakups with 20. He also had preseason honors to start the season, and he had 12 pass deflections with 52 tackles for last year. So I expect him to have a good night, lock it down on his side of the field, and then with Eddie Morales coming back, I expect him to also have a good game. But this Lehigh offense doesn't have that dominant of a passing game. I expect them to be on the ground a little bit more, but I still expect this defense to ball out today.
And we talk about homecoming, and I think one of the things that I find interesting is look at not only the people that have graduated from here, but there's also some football history in the NFL, CFL, USFL from Monmouth. One of the big ones now, Owen Wright, who was here last year and then in 2021, he's on the Baltimore Ravens team right now. And the way things are going with that Baltimore Ravens running back room, this is a guy you might see playing on Sunday.
Yeah, that would definitely be very exciting. Owen did have a phenomenal career here at Monmouth and obviously signed to the practice squad of the Baltimore Ravens early in their season. But as you said, he does expect to get some time with the running back room kind of dwindling on the Ravens. But yeah, that would be very cool to see a Monmouth alum on the football field.
And obviously, you can't talk about Monmouth football and Monmouth football alumni without talking about probably the two most famous players to ever play here, Chris Hogan and Miles Austin.
Yeah, Chris Hogan, if you remember him from the Patriots, that was a pretty good name. And then Miles Austin as well. I think right now he's a defensive backs coach or a wide receiver coach on the New York Jets. So yeah, Monmouth does have some pretty good football alums here.
And we're about to throw it to Luca Morello, who has an interview with Jaden Shernan for a homecoming. Take it away, Luca.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a live homecoming show. My name's Luca Morel, and I'm joined by Monmouth running back Jaden Sheridan today to So Jaden, awesome having you here today. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Just kind of want to start some things off. So last year was Mama's first year in the CAA. Got used to come to some of the opponents you guys are playing against. So what's your mindset as well as the team's going into year 2?
My mindset is basically every day, every week, come out and play and dominate. CAA is a tough conference, and each week you could win or you could lose if you're not in your A game. And I think the team feels the same way.
Sweet. Now this year, there's a new quarterback in town. It's Marquez McCray. So what has it been like playing with him so far?
It's been an honor, honestly. He's a leader. Leader to the skill positions, the offensive line, and me and him, real cool. That's my talkaholics. If you guys want talkaholics, get my code J20. Get some good tacos. We go there all the time, and we had a good bond, me and him.
Awesome. Now last year, everyone can agree it was a breakout year for you. You won CAA Offensive Player of the Year. You're a Walter Payton Award finalist. So after having such an ideal season, what went into your off-season regimen this year to improve even more?
Just got to work on my whole game. As you've been seeing, recently I've been getting the ball a lot more, and that's where those 10 pounds came in. And so I worked real hard in the off season to be that guy, and I'm doing everything in my arsenal right now.
Awesome. Now next, I kind of want to touch on your football sort of origin story per se. So when did you first fall in love with football?
Probably when I was like 2 or 3, honestly.
Nice. And what was that moment like? Were you watching a game?
Well, my father used to coach high school football, and I was around all his players, and so I'll just be on the sidelines running around, just playing, and I just loved the game ever since.
And then with that being said, who really inspired you to pursue football seriously?
My father. He was just a great athlete back in the day, and wanted to follow his footsteps, and I'm here now.
Sweet. Now, I kind of want to go into a little bit of a player comparison right now. So what current or former NFL back would you compare your game to?
There's a lot, my favorite running back of all time is Barry Sanders. A lot of people would say, you remind me of Barry. He's a legend. I think he's the greatest running back of all time. So, but a faster version of Emmitt Smith and kind of like Tony Dorsett,
Now, so far in your career at Monmouth, what's been your favorite football memory?
Probably when I ran for 299 against Fordham last year. That was basically the breakout game where everybody saw what's up.
Awesome. And then last question here to you, right? So homecoming is a big tradition at Monmouth. A lot of alumni come, a lot of people come for the tailgates, come out, watch the team play. So what does the homecoming game mean to you?
To me, it means that everybody's coming out there, so put on a show and have fun. People come back, give them something to watch, be an entertainer. So that's one thing that goes in my mindset.
Great. Jay, and again, thank you so much for making the time to be here today, and best of luck rest of the season.
Thank you. Pleasure's mine.
Welcome back to the HawkTV WMCX Homecoming live show. We are going to be doing some interviews with students. My name is Megan Kelly.
My name is Layla Wamedovic.
And our first guest is Tyler. Tyler is a senior here at Monmouth, and he is a computer science major. Welcome, Tyler.
Welcome.
We're happy to have you here.
Happy to be here.
Go ahead, take a seat, take the mic. All right, are you ready?
I think so.
I have my first question for you. So you're a senior. You've been to, I'm sure, a ton of Monmouth football games.
Of course.
What separates homecoming to any other Monmouth football game?
I would say just the crowd. There's so much more hype around homecoming. Everybody comes to homecoming. So I think the crowd is just a better energy. Everybody's there supporting Monmouth. There's not a single other team supporting. So it's all Monmouth. It's good times.
Right, right. And so do you think homecoming is a more exciting or stressful time?
Definitely exciting. It's an exciting time. It's Saturday, nobody's classes. It's not stressful. It's a time to just sit back, relax, enjoy Monmouth.
I agree, super fun. And finally, do you think that the school spirit that Monmouth brings during homecoming, do you think it really helps the football team and their performance and doing well?
Absolutely. The crowd plays a big role in how the football team does, how any team does. So absolutely, energy is important.
Yeah, I would agree. Homecoming is super fun.
Definitely.
And we're happy to be doing this. This is very exciting. Thank you so much, Tyler.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Great first guest.
Thank you.
All right, who do we have next? Gab.
Gabby.
Fun fact, this is my roommate, so this is very, very exciting. Gab is a senior. She's a PR journalism major. Welcome to the table, Gab.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here.
Yes.
Okay, so for Gabby, we have some Monmouth trivia. So
Oh,
are you excited,
no.
Gabby? How much do you know Monmouth?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yes, we will. When was Monmouth University founded?
That was 1933.
Correct. Whoa. Okay, starting off to a good start. Which building on Monmouth Uni's campus is a National Historic Landmark?
Is it the Great Hall?
Yes. Okay. 2 for 2.
Oh my
Did we bring a pro up here?
Yeah, we might have.
I studied beforehand, so.
What is the name of the campus television we are currently streaming on right now?
Oh my gosh. HawkTV. It's HawkTV.
The pause.
Yeah.
I had to think, so I was like, listen, it's early.
Okay, well, 3 for 3. True or false, there is a graveyard on campus?
Ooh.
It's kind of scary, but I want to say true, I think.
Yes, true, but it's not what you think, guys. Mr. and Mrs. Parson, they have by the Old Well, by the Garden Apartments, their 2 dogs and cat buried.
So it's like a
Ew.
pet cemetery.
Exactly.
That's like, okay.
It's kind of spooky.
a little spooky.
Halloween vibes.
Yeah.
Halloween vibes. Halloween season's coming up. True or false, there used to be a bowling alley in the Great Hall.
I feel like if you're asking, it has to be true.
You're right, it is true. It's located on the bottom floor of W2.
Oh.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Wait, that's the Great Hall, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
the bottom floor?
Yeah, like the 3rd level.
Like the basement?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They should still have that. That would actually be
That would
really
be
fun.
so
Going
fun.
bowling between campus or like classes, like that would be so much fun.
That would be fun. What division is Monmouth Sports?
Oh, D1.
Yes. Okay. Our final question. This will solidify if Gabby really
I'm
knows
so
Monmouth.
nervous.
Right now she's
I'm
on
so
a winning
nervous.
streak.
I'm so nervous. Okay.
What is the name of the Monmouth alumni who got drafted for NFL's Miami Dolphins?
Is it John
John.
Nalbone?
Oh my God, she got it.
No, you're kidding.
No, I
Oh my
swear.
God, you're kidding.
No, you really got 7 for 7 right now, Gabby. This is insane.
That was
What can
crazy.
I say? What can I say?
We have a Monmouth scholar with
We
us.
do. Well,
I told you I studied, so.
you did
We
clearly,
believe it now.
and you absolutely
Thank you.
schooled
The proof
us.
is in the
Thank
pudding.
you.
I did not know any of that. So
Oh, well.
maybe
can
you
I
should
say?
take my job.
Okay, I mean.
Well, thank you, Gab, so
yeah,
much
of
for
course.
coming
Thank
out.
you guys for having me.
Of
Super fun.
course.
Super
Of course.
fun.
I'll see you at home.
Yeah, I'll see you at home. Yeah.
Okay, and our final guest, very special guest, Hawk TV alum, current master's student, Brian Durr. If you're a Hawk TV fan, you know who this man is.
Come on.
You know who he is. Welcome, Brian.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
Your old stomping grounds.
I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
Feels great.
We're happy to have you. And we have some fun trivia for you.
Yes, fun questions.
Yes.
Is it pork roll or Taylor ham?
This is a great question. Excellent question. I don't go around calling soda Coca-Cola. I don't go around calling tissues Kleenex, so it's pork roll.
I agree. I think it's pork roll too.
I do agree, too. That's the correct
I like
answer.
the thumbs up behind the cameras. Everyone's agreeing.
Yeah.
We're all here. Good vibes.
Good vibes all around. If you had to live in the Great Hall, what room would you want to live in?
That's tough. I mean, I was just informed that there used to be a bowling alley in the basement.
So the bowling
Maybe I'll lurk around the basement bowling alley.
Yeah, I can see you living in the bowling alley. I
Good
feel like
vibes
you'd have a
there.
good time.
Listen, if the bowling alley's got like the snack bar with the
Right,
cheesy
yeah.
nachos and stuff, I'm
You're
chilling.
good.
there.
I'm comfy.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you were a semester at Monmouth, would you be fall or spring? Explain to us why.
I think I got to be fall. I mean, the energy's great. When you come in, like we're still kind of in summery weather, so you can utilize like the beach right nearby, only a mile away from campus. Crazy.
Look at that.
And it's football season. I feel like that's where all the school spirit is. So it's got to be the fall.
Right, right.
Exactly.
I love it here, so
I agree.
He never left.
I never
That's
left.
why he never left.
If you had the choice to add one fast food chain to the student center, what would you choose?
that's tough. I got to go with my girl Wendy.
Wendy's.
I had a nice Wendy's dinner last night.
Ooh, yum.
They got rid of my pretzel pub burger, which was my usual go-to, but the Baconator's always there. It's always a safe option. I feel like a Wendy's on campus would be a little dangerous, but
It
works for
definitely
me.
would be.
Definitely.
Definitely would be. That 4 for 4 would go crazy.
Would go crazy.
It really would. Imagine using your declining dollars at Wendy's, swiping your card. And I think the final question we had is Central Jersey real?
So I think that Central Jersey has to be real because there's no way that this
Correct.
is South Jersey that we're in right now. And
Correct.
I've heard that this isn't North Jersey
you.
either,
Thank
even
you,
though that's
Andy.
what I've grown up thinking, that this is North Jersey. So I think that Central Jersey has to exist because Monmouth is in South Jersey.
Amazing, perfect, flawless answer.
Thank you.
You heard that? You heard that, everybody? And I think that does it. I truly think that wraps it up nicely. Thank you so much for watching, and we have more coming.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories? I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps? I couldn't tell you. Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Drew, spot on this last one. There it is.
Keep going with it. Leo! They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Jules, spot me on this last one. There it is.
Keep going with it. Leo.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.